Welcome back, Brew Crew. If it's your first time here, I'm the Brew Captain. I do challenges, how-tos, and reviews. And today, we're going to be reviewing a couple of Christmas beers. So, I figured there'd be no better time to review some Christmas beers than on Christmas Eve. So, Merry Christmas Eve, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. I hope you have a great holiday season. Recently, I've just been doing one beer at a time. Today, we're gonna go for a hat trick. And the first beer on the list is the Seasick Crocodile. All right, so Seasick Crocodile, if you're not familiar with it, that comes from The Grinch. Great movie. I always love the cartoon. The cartoon is my favorite, and I think this beer is gonna be something I might enjoy as well. So I'm gonna do something a little bit different today. I'm going to go ahead and pour all the beers, tell you a little bit about them, and then we're gonna go one after the other. So let's go ahead and pour this first one, and while I'm pouring, I'm gonna tell you about it. So this is by Prairie Artesian Ales. It's called Seasick Crocodile, and it's a sour ale with cranberries, ginger, cinnamon, and nutmeg. It's brewed and canned by Krebs Brewing Company out of McAlester, Oklahoma. If I remember right, I think McAlester is right outside of Oklahoma City. I could be very wrong because I'm just kind of guessing. Now, this beer right here, of course, it's going to be 12 ounces. It's 355 milliliters. It's 6.3 alcohol by volume. So that's ABV, 6.3 ABV. Now, I've talked about sours in the past. You know, sours are one of those things. Oh, that's an interesting color. Sours are one of those things that you either love them or you hate them. So it gets its sour taste from the wild yeast that actually is found inside of the brewing equipment. The sour yeast is one of the reasons they created the law that you couldn't brew between April and September in a lot of the European countries because it was just so warm, the yeast grew a lot easier. They only wanted people brewing during the colder months of the year. Some breweries refuse to brew sour yeast because of how invasive that wild yeast can be. But as Americans, we seem to love it. My next beer on the list is You'll Shoot Your Eye Out. Now, of course, Yule is like Yuletide. You'll shoot your eye out. That's a play off of words. It's kind of a pun of the Christmas story, where once the Red Ryder BB gun, and they tell him you'll shoot your eye out. It's a pretty cool can on here. And actually, I'm gonna go back and kind of show you this one. It almost looks like a Christmas sweater. So now the You'll Shoot Your Eye Out, of course, it has the very tacky, there we go, lamp leg. This one is brewed in Texas, so it's a Texas beer. It's a red seasonal ale, and it says it's a major award. All right, so Fregally, not sure what that means, but oh, that's kind of cool right there. So in here, it's got a picture of the glasses the little boy wears in the movie. And then, you know, there's a hole in it from when he looks up and hits the icicle. But then everybody thinks he shot his eye out. So it says, just like the old man's major award, our seasonal ale will light up the neighborhood, loaded with smooth caramel malt and a citrus twist. We triple dog dare you to find a better holiday ale. Oh, fudge. It's only here for a limited time. Very interested to see how this one tastes. Like I said, it is a red ale. It says it's red ale brewed with orange peel. Now this one, it's going to be 12 ounces or 355 milliliters. And it is 5.6% alcohol. Now it does tell you right here, recycle, damn it. That's kind of funny. So this is brewed by Karbach Brewery, and that's in Houston, Texas. Now the thing about red ales, as far as in America, you know, they go back super, super far, all the way to like 1976. I mean, if you really want to get, you know, in deeper, they go back about 400 years. But as we know it, I mean, these are only about 50 years old. They're not super, super old the way that we make them now. They've definitely been lumped in with ambers, but now the red ales really have their own classification. And red ales do differ in America than the Irish light ale. They have a more candyish sweetness, you know, that's your foundation for the sharp hops. Now, red ales can be bundled in with ambers, but the thing with it is amber ales were originally designed to kind of imitate and mock the English bitters. But as Americans have progressed in their beer tastes, so you can see it's a very amberish color. But as Americans have progressed in their beer taste and likes and dislikes, Americans have just fallen in love with hops. And so to accommodate the American love of hops, they started using less malts and more hops, which makes it taste hoppier and less malty. Now, without that malt noise interference to interject in the flavor, you're basically left with pure tinctures, sharp taste of the lupulin, bitterness and flavor. I said lupulin. So what is lupulin? It's quite possibly a mispronounced word, but I'm gonna put it up on the screen right here. So lupulin is the yellow resin in hops underneath the petals that actually gives the hops its flavors and aroma. The lupulin is what has the different acids inside of it that give us the flavors and the taste and the aromas from the hops. So you can't have hoppy goodness without a lupulin bite. And last but not least, I say it, I've never had it yet, is gonna be our Gingerbread Murder Scene. So this can is very interesting. This is an Imperial Stout. I've also talked about Imperial Stouts in the past. So this is an Imperial Stout with ginger, allspice, cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, vanilla, and lactose. So once again, that's ginger, allspice, cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, vanilla, and lactose. On the can here, I'm gonna turn around so you can see it, but we have a female gingerbread woman. And then as it goes around, it looks like the cop has taken her statement. Another gingerbread man. As we keep rotating around, it looks like we got a gingerbread man hurling in the background because, oh, on the ground right there, looks like we got a gingerbread body. And then, of course, right here, it says, hold your cookies, rookie. So this is a pretty fun one. It's 9.5% alcohol by volume, 12 ounces, 55 milliliters. Wow. So this one's made in Georgia, and it's the Sirius series. I've had a couple of these before. It's by Pontoon Brewing. This is a really fun brewery. They have a lot of fun with their graphic art on their cans. So we're going to check this out. Now, an Imperial Stout, whenever you hear the word Imperial, originally what it was back in the day, whenever the English were brewing beer for the Russians, they called it an Imperial Stout. Now, the thing is, the Russians, oh, whoa, that is dark. So the Russians, they liked their beer stout. You know, they liked it with high alcohol content. So the British, in order to appease them and wanted to make sure that they were, selling it, transporting it well, they made higher alcohol content beers. And these beers would go straight to the czars and the princes or princesses, the emperors, basically the imperials in Russia, which is what gave them the name Imperial. Now, one thing about Imperials is Imperials are always going to be higher in alcohol content. So this one's 9.5. They're usually going to be above 8, between 8 and 14 kind of range. They can vary, but Imperial Stouts are the original Imperials. Nowadays, you have a lot of Imperial IPAs. You got Imperial Pilsners, but Imperial is kind of the king of beer. Imperials tend to get some of the best reviews. They have the best fan following, and they typically tend to be just all-around good beers. So you think Imperial, you think royalty. Well, that's because these are the royalty of beers. So we got our Seasick Crocodile. This one, once again, is a sour, 6.3%. We have You'll Shoot Your Eye Out. This is a red ale coming in at 5.6%. And we have our Gingerbread Murder Scene at 9.5%. So all three different beers, we got sour, we got ale, and we have a stout. Let's go ahead and try them out. So I can smell it. Ooh, wow. You can definitely smell the cranberries. It's got kind of a sweet, almost lavendery smell to it. So what did it say it is? It's got cinnamon and nutmeg. Actually, now that I'm reading it, I can't smell the cinnamon as much, but I can smell the nutmeg. Now, I'm a big cinnamon and nutmeg fan. In my coffee, I actually like to put cinnamon and nutmeg. Yeah. So this is going to be kind of interesting. We'll see how Santa drinks. Very, very, very sour, very tart. Wow. The ginger hits the back of your throat and it just goes straight into your sinuses. You can really, really... You can really smell, taste the ginger. That's very interesting. This reminds me, Dad, if you're watching this, I'd like you to comment down in the comments down below. There's a holiday cookie that my father used to make at all the Christmas parties, and it was kind of a gingery taste. It was very flat, and it had little fruit gummies on top of it, kind of like you'd put in a fruit cake. And this, I mean, this tastes almost exactly like it. I want to say it starts with an L. So, Dad, if you're watching, go ahead and comment down below. Those of y'all, go ahead and check in the comments below because I'm sure he's going to comment. We'll see what it is. We'll say it's like Lightning Cool or something like that, but it's a very good beer. Don't worry, I'm coming back to it. All right, so you'll shoot your eye out. We got our red ale. Sorry, my mustache is getting in the way. So, I'm not a huge ale person. I mean, I can appreciate it. I'm not sure if I'm getting the aromas from this one or if it is the new ginger itself. I'm going to have to see what it is again. Let's see. So, I mean, it says, you know, caramel malt, citrus twist, orange peel. You can taste a little bit of the orange in there. I might still be getting the ginger from this guy over here. But it is very, very smooth. This is it's good just sip. It's a good football beer. I could see myself sitting at a wing joint, you know, sipping on this, just one after the other after the other. It's a very crisp finish. Not a whole lot of an aftertaste. You can taste a little bit of the orange. I think this one is still overpowering the ginger from it, but it's a very good wing beer. You know, cook yourself some brats. You know, I might have to start trying some new red ales because this isn't bad at all. It doesn't have as much of that maltiness as some of the other ales that you might be used to. You do notice that sharp hop to it, and that's because of how American red ales are made. So it is a very, very smooth. It does have a little bit of a sharp hop to it, but it's not going to be as much as an IPA. So this might be a good transitional beer for somebody who's trying to go from one of your basics, your Budweisers, your Coors, into more craft beer types. So a red ale might be a good choice for you because it's going to give you both best of both worlds. So might want to try that out. This is a pretty decent one. Now this is, you know, a seasonal, but red ale in general, you know, you can't go wrong with that. Tasty. All right, so we're gonna see how Santa's beard goes with this stout. Okay. It smells like chocolate, coffee, vanilla. I mean, it's just a plethora of spices, which makes sense because it has every spice known to man. So I'm gonna pull up my mustache here, and we're gonna see how. Oh. All right, so wow, it's 9.5% alcohol. You can definitely taste it. It's got this weird hit and such a smooth after finish. This in the after finish is better than both of these. When it's rolling across your tongue, I think it's just a shock to the senses. But I mean, you can taste all of it. I mean, it's cloves. It's I mean everything. It's like oatmeal. It's like a cinnamon maple oatmeal. And really, what it tastes like? Jaeger. This tastes like a beer version of Jägermeister. Wow, well done. Well done, Pontoon Brewing. This is a hard one. I was gonna rank these just as kind of a Christmas surprise, but I don't think I can. They're all in their own set. This one, you know, I mean, this would be a daily drinker. This one is really enjoyable. You know, might be a little bit better when it's warmer out, but still a really, really enjoyable beer. But this one right here, this one will get you into some trouble because I can definitely see down in these right here. Y'all know what we got to do. And before we do it, if you learned something, if you like the videos, if you like the beer, if you like me, go ahead and take a second to hit that subscribe button down below. Leave a comment on what your favorite seasonal beer is. But I wouldn't be the brew captain if I didn't finish it out strong. So the first one, down the hatch. I can dig it. Cheers. I got hair in my mouth. Oh. Final one, bottoms up. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Check out the videos popping up on the screen. I'll see you at New Year's. Stay savvy, Brew Crew.